Am I the asshole for icing out my cousin after she implied my wife was a predator? Hi. I'm a 27-year-old woman.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, it's me, Morgan.
Hi. I'm a 27-year-old woman.
Sorry. There's like a meme about that. Like, hi,
I'm Ryan.
Oh, that's what it is. In my family, it's kind of crazy. That's what I was thinking of.
My name's Morgan. Yeah. I'm just going to stop saying hi.
It's kind of crazy.
So you quit laughing.
Okay.
I'm a 27-year-old woman, and my wife is 33. We met when I was 25, and she was 31. So there's a 6-year age difference. Sort of. I'll be 28 in December, and she won't be 34 for 9 months after that. You guys are probably wondering why I'm reading this, and I'm just going to say I don't think this age gap is weird at all.
Yeah, same.
Neither of us feel this age gap is very significant. Despite really liking me, she was actually a little more wary than I was starting the relationship. Not wanting to seem like a creep, haha. Not that it matters, but I was the one who initiated things and pursued her at the start. My 27-year-old cousin recently moved into the same city as us and is taken to showing up at our apartment whenever she feels like it, despite us nipping it in the bud and telling her multiple times we may be busy and that there is a pandemic. We put our foot down about 2 weeks ago, and then she's taken to FaceTiming. I hate FaceTiming.
That is so weird to me.
I hate it. Just let me.
I try to FaceTime Morgan and she ignores me.
Let me enjoy my triple chins in peace.
God damn it.
One thing she's touched on before is our age difference. She seems to have it in her mind that because of our age gap and that I'm very feminine, whereas my wife is a classic butch, that my wife is controlling or that she's in charge. Our cat is in charge. And I'm kind of like a ditzy whatever. I've gotten so sick of it. Yesterday she called and she actually said, "Do you ever worry that what your wife did was actually kind of predatory?" Which, like, what? I hung up the phone and texted her saying, "I don't want to talk to you anymore until you get these weird ideas and stereotypes out of your head. And I certainly don't want you here for Thanksgiving." She wasn't even invited to our Thanksgiving in the first place, but seemed to be hopeful that we would change our mind. I've been getting slammed with texts from my aunt and uncle. Cousin cannot return home for Thanksgiving and knows very few people here. I've essentially isolated her. The guilt is starting to creep in now. Am I the asshole for essentially banning her from a relationship during a lonely time? No, I don't think you're the asshole at all. I think the fact that your cousin considers a 6-year age gap is predatory is weird.
Part of me wonders if there's something else going on. Like, is she into the wife? Or like, why? I mean, she's showing up there all the time and then she's making a comment to make them doubt their relationship.
She's crossing a lot of boundaries.
Yeah. Why? What's the point of doing that? Like,
poke little and like plant those little insecurities.
Exactly. That's what it feels like. Because honestly, I mean, I think they didn't they meet when she was 25?
Yeah, which is like, this is not concerning at all.
And I don't really know a lot of people that I think would think that's super concerning. So
no,
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess though, like, that being said, and this is where it's so hard and it's kind of situation by situation, but what line, like, where is the line for, okay, ooh, that age gap's getting a little suspicious?
I mean,
10 years? A solid decade?
I feel that you and I established that it's just when both parties are like working adults.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we talked about that.
Same or similar playing field.
First story that we talked about was
19 years.
Yeah, 19 years different. And yet you were feeling sad about the fact that she was getting so isolated.
I felt so bad for her.
And so I think it really is just when you meet. It's the scary part is just being really young and your brain isn't fully developed. Your prefrontal cortex is still mush.
Kind of. It develops earlier in women, but later in men. So men's prefrontal cortex isn't, developed until anywhere from 25 to 27 really, and it can be later depending on the person. So, I think
a solid decade is enough for
consideration. Just kind of see what the details are.
Well, so something, because I said in the beginning that my parents are 10 years apart, and I never thought it was weird. I mean, they got divorced, but they were together for over 15 years. Yeah. And I never thought it was weird, but it was funny because my oldest sister is 10 years older than me. And so whenever I was, 8, she was 18. And I remember thinking that the guys that she brought over, oh, they're so cute, but like obviously way too old for me. And then I remember one day I did the math, like, wait, that's the same age difference as my parents.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could marry this person one day.
My dad likes to say this thing where, you know, if you're thinking about getting in a relationship with someone, there's all those weird formulas like half your age plus 17 or 7 plus 7 or whatever that weird fucking formula is. And like, that's fine and dandy if you want to go by that. But I think at the end of the day, yeah, like 30 years might be a little, but
30 years age gap?
yeah, that's a little,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if there's,
that's 30 and 60 or 20 and 50. That's a bit.
That's a bit much. But at the end of the day, if you have a 10-year age gap or a 15-year age gap, if you can still have a meeting of the minds and you can still connect and relate and have similar interests, I think then it's okay.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to Jerry, because Jerry's Morgan's dad, and he always loves to make comments about old TV shows and movies and songs. And me and Morgan sometimes just look at him with a blank stare. And and we always say, we're like, Jerry needs to find someone who understands his
weird sense of humor
Yeah.
and sexual humor, because he's a little out there sometimes.
It's true, but that's probably where you get it from too.
Yeah. So not the asshole. I think it's obviously family situations are very tough. Top comment. Not the asshole. You're 27, not 17. She is not a predator. You're both in a similar stage of life. Your cousin was out of line. How much do you want to bet your cousin would date a 21-year-old? This is by OP. So she goes, the predator comment upset me a lot, especially because there is that awful, quote, predatory lesbian stereotype. And it has also seemed to play into how we present ourselves as people. Like, she's in pants and a flannel and I'm in a dress, and that's to mean something.
Yeah, that's obnoxious.
Yeah,
Also, a question.
Not the
What
asshole.
is the youngest person that you've made out with? Like, younger than you? Whether it's when you were 18 and they were 15, or if you're 25 and they were 21.
I've never dated anyone younger.
What do you mean? Your boyfriend's younger?
By 6 months.
What's still younger?
Well, yeah. He likes to joke that I'm a cougar. But no, I've typically always dated like older, but like my biggest age gap I think has been like 4 years.
To be younger or older?
Biggest age gap has been 4 years older.
Oh,
So
okay.
all of my relationships have actually been older. But I think the youngest age gap of someone I've made out with was a year younger than me. And it was
really?
when like I was 16 or 17 and he was 15 or 16. So high school.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I haven't either. I think that I think 2 years younger was the biggest age gap for younger, which is kind of funny to me because, like I said, I've dated guys that are much older than me.
yeah. But I think that's like, as women, like you mentioned, our prefrontal cortex does develop sooner. So we are more mature sooner. And I think it's hard, to be a 22-year-old woman and want a stable, healthy, mature relationship, and men your age sometimes are still
Yeah.
a little goofy.
Yeah. And I do have a friend who
And vice versa for guys too. I'm sure, you have similar age problems with dating.
shrugs.